Alright, hi guys, this is Yiping Whale, and today we're going to talk about team composition and various other things that you need to know if you're just starting out. It could be helpful if you've been playing for a long time as well. Okay, so we're going to start with team composition. Okay, for team composition in global right now, if you've been playing recently, you'll realize that uh, trials, the highest difficulty of events, they have certain missions that you have to complete to get the right rewards. Case in point would be the Maxwell trial, and obviously we have the Antonola, and then now we have the Gilgamesh. Yeah, okay, Gilgamesh is it's more of a easier trial for everyone since you just bring a carry unit and have a decent team. Okay, basically team composition, you need a tank. So any tank would do. Right now we have Warrior of Light, Cecile. Um, what's the difference between Warrior of Light and Cecile? And of course we have Snow that's just released, but I don't recommend using Snow for any of the events that require you to hang on for your life just so you can evoke an Esper and stuff. So Cecile, he's a he's a healing tank. Basically, he covers everything, and then he heals you, and he buffs your mag, your SPR with focus. Why does this make Cecile good? Because he helps you survive. And you put Golem on him, and then you got Provoke. You basically take a lot less damage than you normally would. And what we have now, Warrior of Light. Alright, Warrior of Light is a different kind of tank. He has a skill that has 100% provoke at 6 star, and he has a break. I believe it's a full break for 45%. Now currently his full break is 30%. So he's more of a utility tank. He doesn't heal. He he gives you a party buff. I believe it's leadership or something. Yeah. So you can run Cecile and Warrior of Light together or separately, depending on your team. And Snow is an arena tank. Basically, he's just gonna counter everything that people throw at your team. So he's gonna be annoying, but he's not needed for content other than arena. Okay, so we've done tanks. Now we're gonna do healers. Why are healers important? You need one or two healers. It depends on the state of the game. Right now, one is more than enough. And of course, our best healer is Refia. Refia, Refia is good because she can revive one of your units when they're dead. And she has a great Kuraga. Sorry, Kuraja. And basically, if you stick dual cast on her, she's gonna keep your team up and enable you to turtle through for whatever reason you need to be turtling for, be it limit break, kill, Esper evoke. You're gonna need her. Other choices that we have in global right now would be Tilith. Tilith isn't good at 5 star, let's be honest. But her 6 star is she just overshadows every healer in the game. Yeah, so you need a healer. No matter what you're gonna do, you're gonna need a healer. And of course we have Lena. Lena is a very watered down Raffia without full raise. Full raise is when you revive a unit to full health. So she doesn't have that. She has cheer and she has Kuraja, of course. This spell is it's important because you're gonna need to dispel the bosses in the future. Of course, there's Esuna. Okay, so these two roles are critical to you enjoying the game. You need a tank, you need a healer. Anyone telling you need to roll for a damage unit doesn't know the game. Why? Because why do you need a damage unit if you can just use a friend unit for damage? Right? I mean, pulling for one, that's based on your own luck, man. But all these units I just mentioned, they are 4-star base and below. So they're much easier to pull than a Gilgamesh or a Lightning, a Lunef. These are the units you should aim when you're pulling on banners. You're not going to aim for a 5-star base because that is so luck based that you shouldn't even consider it unless you're a whale and you spend like $500 to $1,000 a banner. Then you're gonna aim for the what do you call the fleshy units, right? So basically, if you're re-rolling and you're just starting or something, you want to get 2 tanks, healers. This is your main motive when you re-roll because it's gonna make your life so much easier in the future. Also because everyone's friend unit is gonna be a damage unit most of the time. Very rarely you'll see people have Cecile up there, Raffia, and even if there is, you're gonna have to wait like 3 hours every time you try a trial because you don't have a tank or because you don't have a healer, and that's gonna feel like shit, bro. Right. Uh, yeah. So what you want to do is because we're in global, we can predict the future, sort of. We know what Japan has gotten, and use that as a guide to what banners you want to go for. If you're free to play, of course. I mean, we're not talking about whales. Whales don't really bother about saving your lapis or your tickets and stuff. And these are the units you want. And if you happen to pull a fancy unit, then good for you, man. So we're gonna talk about arena now. Arena is it's mostly a feature in the game that helps you buff your units more. It's not required, but you do get your daily rewards, the 40 or 60 lapis after you do 5 battles or something. Yeah, it's not required, but you can do it, but it's not something you want to focus on. And of course, you do not, I repeat, you do not want to refresh your arena orbs. It's the worst way to spend your lapis. Unless, there is always an unless. Unless at the end of the month, when they're gonna calculate right before you're around the 3000 rank mark. Because I'm pretty sure if you play the game like every day, you'll be within the 90k ranks and you'll get a Trust Moogle anyway. But unless you're at the 3k or around there somewhat, then you can justify spending the lapis to refresh your arena orbs. So, what makes a good arena team? A good arena team is a team that when you attack someone, you can kill them in the shortest time possible. Because it's all RNG based, and you don't know what the AI is gonna give you. So if you happen to fight a team with 5 lightnings and they just go crazy AoE, then you're probably dead or almost dead. And of course there are arena bans. This week, this week's ban? I think it's Black Magic. This week's arena ban is Black Magic and multi-hit physical attacks, I believe. So Barrage and Madness Rush are banned. Yeah, so you wanna make sure you have units that are able to help you in arena when there are certain bans. So if you're focusing on a full mage team, if it's Black Magic ban like this week, then you're like screwed. You don't want to be screwed in arena. So keep a balance of all the units you're maxing. Try and I mean, whatever units you have, prioritize the ones that give you variety and units that can help you with trials. What do I mean by that? Breakers, buffers, healers, tanks. Because for damage units, you can get a friend. I'm repeating myself because you need to understand. You can use a friend unit for trials, unless it's a vortex, like the very first white dragon, I believe, or something like that, where you can't bring a friend unit. Then yeah, you have to. Um, I mean, help yourself right there. Alright, so we're done about that. Hoarding tickets. When you hoard tickets, it's not a bad thing, but sometimes there are banners that you have to pull on if you have a hole in your team. Hoarding your tickets for Orlando or what do we have? Dark Veritas, Onion Knight is a good idea, yeah. But if your team can't handle the game, then how are you going to continue and justify playing the game until the unit is released in global? So basically, you want to enjoy the game, right? You're going to have to pull. Hoarding is fine, but sometimes you just need a certain unit and you just have to spend. Spend, not spend money, but what the game has given you through missions or daily lapis and stuff. Alright, so TM grinding priorities. You want to make sure that your own unit uh, has the right TMs. Otherwise, you'll be wasting your time, right? So dual wield is like top priority. Genji gloves, uh, dual cast. These three are pretty much what makes your life easier. So you want to get on that. And then we have the weapons. Weapons come after these three, because basically these three materials you can put it on anyone, and it's useful for everyone. I mean, you can even dual cast lightning, with a thunder spell or something. Yeah, so weapons, it depends on what you need to have. You have to check. Don't go blindly farming a spear when all your units can't use a spear. Then what's the point, right? Like Gungnir or what's that? What's Elza's spear? Let me see. Demon Scythe. You don't want to farm a weird item that your units can't equip. Just keep that in mind. And of course we have the elemental weapons like Excalibur. Whatever weapons we have. Oops. Kaiser Knuckles. Kaiser Knuckles is wind. The element is wind. So if you happen to need this element, you want to farm one. Or we have the katana that has wind element inside. Let me see. Okay, it's gonna be a chore, so I'm not gonna find it anyway. Yeah, so elements on weapons, how do they work? If you have an Excalibur and you have a Moonblade on your unit, it's gonna do holy plus dark damage, meaning it's a 50-50 split. And if the mob that you're fighting against has a weakness against holy, it's gonna take more damage, but not as much when you have Excalibur and a non-elemental weapon, because it's 100%, right? So keep that in mind when you equip your units. Trials. Right now we have trials. We have the Great Demon, Surging Menace Trial, Antanola, Intangier. Oh, I didn't finish the mission. Yeah, defeat Intangier with an Esper. See, these kind of missions, you're gonna need to turtle, because evoking an Esper is gonna take time. You're gonna need the balls to drop. Literally, you need your balls to drop. So, you're gonna need a healer and you're gonna need a tank. I can't stress this enough. I was playing on Japan. I started like 4 months ago. I had Orlando and Tidus and Cecile, but I didn't have a healer for like 2 months, so I couldn't do shit. No healer. And luckily, it was what was it? Brave Frontier. So many people had Tilith up, and I actually managed to clear some stuff. But depending on other people's units, on a critical roll like a healer, it's not a good feeling. So you want to focus on getting these kind of units, not the 5-star base damage units like Lunef and Elza and whatever. So just keep in mind your team composition. If you're just starting, of course. I mean, if you're like in 3-4 months in, your units are always there, and you don't have much of a choice unless you get really lucky. Unless you've been hoarding, and it's the right time to use your tickets. The banner right now. Final Fantasy V is a good banner because you get a mage, a breaker, and of course you got Bart, he's basically a mana battery. And of course you have the grand prize of Gilgamesh with Genji gloves. Final Fantasy 13. In all honesty, this is a shit banner. There isn't a 5-star base. So if you're gonna get a rainbow, your chances of getting any of these 3 units on that rainbow are much higher. But if you are desperate and you really want the bonus currency from the event, then go ahead, but I don't recommend doing it. I mean, the 13 event is shit anyway. Yes, it's shit, because the drops are low and the items are priced too high. So it's not a good idea unless you happen to have 5 snow or something. But even then, I don't think you can clear it with a friend unit. I'm not sure because I've never tried it. You can maybe if your friend unit is really buff, like 700 and 800 attack. Yeah, so choose your banners wisely. I've seen a lot of team questions in Reddit and stuff, and I feel it all comes down to the same few questions like, oh, is this unit good for me? It depends on your whole team. It's not about just one unit. It's not like, oh, I have Gilgamesh. It's the strongest right now. I don't have to worry. No, you have to worry. You need the critical rolls to be filled. Yeah, and crafting and all your different trophies. If you're free to play, the first thing I did when I started, and I didn't spend any money yet, I focused on my trophies. So I got like the 500 lapis of multiple different ones. and it helped me increase my love for the game. I guess, you know, it's a good way to get your lapis in and stuff. With missions now, I mean, back then we didn't have missions. Yeah. TM grinding. Okay, most people macro. Let's be honest. Everyone macros. Macros, what does it mean? You use an emulator that comes with a macro built in, you use it, and you grind day and night. So you never have any wasted energy. And if you don't spend any lapis to refill, it takes around 35 to 40 days for one TM to go from 0 to 100%. That's the only way you can get it. I'm serious, that is the only way you can get it. If you see all these whales with all the TMs and stuff, that's what they're doing. There's no trick to it. It's just that it's plain grinding. As with any a game that requires you to grind for stuff, this is the only way. There's no hack. I mean, not that I know of. I mean, yes, there is, but I mean, you're gonna get banned anyway, so why try, right? This is the only way to get a TM. And I'm being dead serious about this. It's all about grinding. TM, yeah. Look, you just grind and grind, or you fuse if you're a whale. Just grind everything. There's nothing else you can do but grind. So all you people asking me on my video links and stuff, how do I get my TMs? It's just grinding. There's no trick to it. But I use lapis to refill because I want it faster. You don't have to do it, but if you do choose to do it, get your rank up first. Uh, Basically, you need rank 90 and above to make your lapis worth it. And it's not so expensive as if you're spending lapis at rank 40. What else can we talk about? Gacha change. Gacha change will come eventually when we have more troll rainbow units, 5-star units. And in my opinion, the rates for rainbows does not drop on Japan. But you can still be trolled. So those of you looking forward to the gacha change, joke's on you because we have Queen, we have Runera, or Runera hates me. She keeps coming to me. It's a huge troll rainbow that you never want to get. So don't look forward to it so much. It's basically the same shit. What else? Arena medals. Alright, my advice is if you're gonna spend your arena medals, spend it when you have a unit worth boosting. If you don't, then it's just a waste, right? If you're gonna pump attack pots on Chizuru or some COD or something, it doesn't make sense. And if you don't have a unit that's worth boosting, all the pots are gonna stay in your inventory and clog up your unit box and stuff. What for, right? You might as well hoard it first. Alright, I think my rant is over. And just my opinion, but the Final Fantasy 13 event sucks. It sucks so badly that I'm not even gonna do it much. I can't believe how poorly thought out of that this event was. It's like Gumi didn't even use their brains when they ported the event over. Yeah, alright, so thanks for watching, I hope you learned something. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm doing this by plain memory. I'm not looking through the wiki and stuff. Yeah, alright, so if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and follow me on Twitch as well. Alright, take care guys.